Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Maxton Hall series review. I am happy that you can join me today. If you are new to this channel, welcome. Happy to have you here. Click the subscribe button below for future notifications and updates. Click the like button and share this content with other fans. Okay, so I've been spending a lot of time on Amazon Prime over the past 5 weeks. I saw The Idea of You, the Marian George series, so I conclude that the algorithm suggested that I watch Maxton Hall, The World Between Us. At first, I ignored the suggestion because I wasn't sure if I would be in the mood to watch a series that took place at a high school. But when I went on Twitter, I saw people tweeting about it, so it sparked my curiosity. The series consists of 6 episodes. The average running time of each episode is 45 minutes. It is considered to be a drama romance. It is in German with either English subtitles or dubbed. And it premiered on Amazon Prime on May 9th, approximately a month ago. Amazon Prime gives the following synopsis of Maxton Hall. When reserved scholarship student Ruby Bell, played by Harriet Herbig Matten, witnesses an explosive secret, she finds herself in the crosshairs of privileged and arrogant millionaire heir James Beaufort, played by Damien Hardung. She is actually working towards her lifelong dream of studying at Oxford at the elite Maxton Hall School. But her perfect plan is thrown into turmoil by James. Okay, I am going to give this series 4 out of 5 stars. I actually enjoyed the series for the most part, and there were a couple of surprises here and there. But when I got to episode 4, I thought to myself, this is a well-marketed series that was told in a very clever way. I was reading the review comments online, and I am amazed that no one noticed what I noticed. Maxton Hall is a combination of the enemies to lovers trope that you see in romance and the story of Cinderella. In episode 4, James and Ruby are responsible for organizing a donor gala, and they decide to use a Victorian theme for the party. Then, at some point, Ruby and James find a place where they can be alone, and they get caught by James' father. His father doesn't approve of James dating Ruby, but the scene ends with Ruby leaving. This is a modern version of Cinderella. The gala is the ball. I call the storytelling clever because I did not see it coming from the second or third episodes. The show takes place at a private high school, so James, coming from a wealthy family, can afford to go to a private school. And he is going to go to a school with someone who is there on a scholarship. Here comes Ruby. Now, Cinderella is a poor woman, but in Maxton Hall, Ruby looks like she comes from a working class family. Her father is in a wheelchair. She has a sister, and along with her mother, they all live in a small house. And Ruby has a part-time job. So you only see the difference in economic class between James and Ruby by the big difference between the sizes of their homes and the means of transportation. Ruby takes public transportation, whereas James has a chauffeur. You don't see the difference in class in the school scenes because everyone is in uniform. But Ruby is Cinderella and James is the prince. Lately these days, when people retell Cinderella, they create a character that doesn't need the prince to save her from poverty and misery. She is smart enough to save herself. Another clever thing you see in Maxton Hall is the enemies to lovers trope is very effective within a Cinderella story. It's like those two storytelling devices go together. James and Ruby come from two different worlds, therefore, they have two different outlooks on life. And so, when they interact with each other in episode 1, they clash. He doesn't understand her, and she thinks he is an asshole. And always remember, whatever you don't understand, you don't like. That's just part of human nature. And I see it in real life all the time. People don't like what they don't understand. So that's why it starts off as James and Ruby, being enemies in the beginning until they warm up to each other. So I would watch this series again. I enjoyed watching the evolution of James and Ruby's relationship. When they get involved, James spoils Ruby because he can afford to, but James gets more out of the relationship than Ruby. Because of her, James softens up. He becomes more sympathetic, more understanding, less arrogant, more mature. Ruby makes James a better character, so by the time you get to episodes 5 and 6 and you see the pain that James's father inflicts on him and his sister, you actually do feel sorry for James. There's a couple of scenes where James has to save Ruby from bullying, but for the most part, he gets more. He's the one that changes the most out of the relationship than Ruby, simply because Ruby is a person of character and integrity. In the first couple of episodes, I was thinking this guy is a hottie, but he's a jerk. And jerks are not capable of seducing women. It's not enough to be tall, sexy, and handsome. You need to be able to seduce, and it's not until James starts developing feelings for Ruby and he becomes vulnerable that he is able to seduce Ruby and also seduce the audience. What I will say, and I am not quite sure how people are going to take this, but this is what I am thinking, so I might as well just say it. If you want to learn how to tell a good story, Maxton Hall is a good example that can teach you how to tell a good story. There are a list of movies I can name that I think would be great to study in a screenwriting class, but Maxton Hall is a good character study. So that is all for today, my friends. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you next time with another review. Take care and have fun at home streaming.
That was probably your last act as a member of the committee. Spending time together's been a pleasure.
It sounds as if you're trying to say goodbye to me.